morning students. Today we'll learn about chapter 2 emerging trends. In chapter 1, that was computer system, we saw different parts of computer system. Now this chapter we'll learn about different technologies which are being developed nowadays and which have already become an important part of our daily activities or daily lives. So the introduction to emerging trends says that computer has been around for quite some time now. New technologies and initiative emerges. Many new technologies are introduced almost every day. Some of them do not succeed and fade away over time, but some of them prosper over time. So emerging trends means those technologies which prosper over time and which has gained popularity. This makes huge impact on digital economy and interaction in digital societies. So emerging trends is actually about those technologies. There are many technologies which are being developed nowadays. Every day you may see new technologies being developed, but not all technologies prosper or gain popularities. Some of them fade away with time and they just disappear, but some of them gain popularity and they just become part of our digital activity or digital societies. Now we'll talk about these emerging trends which has been associated with our daily activities and which are making a huge impact on the digital development of the societies. First one is artificial intelligence. As we all are aware that artificial intelligence is a fifth generation computer which are mostly used in defense systems, engineering systems. Okay, but nowadays they are being used in different activities also, like Google now, Siri, Cortana, Alexa. They are all powered by artificial intelligence, which help while searching. Now the next topic is machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is a subsystem of artificial intelligence. It is a part of artificial intelligence where computer have the ability to learn from the data without actually being programmed explicitly. This machine language actually comprises of algorithm. They use algorithm that use data to learn on their own and make predictions. These algorithms are called models. These models are first trained using training data, tested using testing data. After testing, once these models are able to give results to an acceptable level of accuracy, they are used to make prediction about new and unknown data. It means in machine learning, there is no need for it to be programmed explicitly. They use an inbuilt algorithm for making prediction and ultimately giving results with an accurate data. Next topic is natural language processing, NLP. The NLP has the feature of a search engine which help us by suggesting the next word in the sentence. Whenever we type a keyword, we can get a suggestion from the computer system to type a next word. This is possible by the natural language processing, NLP. NLP provide interaction between human and computer using human spoken languages like Hindi or English or any other language, through which interaction can be done between computer and human. It is possible to search web or operate on the control devices by means of natural language processing. Next topic is immersive experiences. Immersive experiences, in a sense, three-dimension experiences. With three-dimension videography, the joy of watching movies in theater has reached to a new level. Video games are also being developed to provide immersive experiences to the players. Immersive experiences have been used in the field of training such as driving simulator, flight simulator, and so on. Nowadays we go to the cinema hall to watch 3D movies. 3D technology actually gives us the benefit of watching the movie in a real environment. It makes us look like that we are actually watching the movie in the real environment, so it gives a different types of experience to the movie watcher, or even it is used in the field of games, है ना. 3D games are being developed to provide immersive experience to the player. So the first topic in this immersive experiences is virtual reality. Virtual reality is the three-dimensional computer-generated situation that simulates the real world. The user can interact with the environment by getting immersed in it, है ना. In virtual reality, the user actually get to feel about the virtual reality while interacting with objects and other action of the user. This environment is achieved with the help of VR headsets. Even in virtual reality, other sensory information like sound, smell, motion, temperature, etc. is also added to make the experience of virtual reality more realistic. These things can also be added to the virtual reality so that it makes the experience actually real. VR is mostly used in gaming application, military training, medical procedure, entertainments, engineering, and other areas where simulation is needed for better understanding and learning. इन सब फील्ड में वर्चुअल रियलिटी की काफ़ी ज़्यादा यूज होता है. Now next topic is augmented reality. In augmented reality, the computer generated information gets superimposed on the physical surrounding, and this technology is called actually augmented reality. In augmented reality, the component of digital world is added to the physical world to make it more realistic. In this, user can find information about the nearest places with a reference to the current location. This technology is very suitable for the traveler who wants to get information about the particular historical sites or monuments. Then just click on that particular monument or the heritage site, and through the augmented reality they get all the details which are associated with that particular site or monument. Next topic is robotics. Now robotics actually involves interconnection. It is the interconnected branch of technology requiring application of mechanical engineering, electronics and computer science. जब इन सब तीनों चीज़ों को हम मिक्स करते हैं तो रोबोटिक्स डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में बात करते हैं. दिस टेक्नोलॉजी इज प्राइमरली कंसर्न्ड विद द डिज़ाइन, फैब्रिकेशन, operation and application of robots. With robotics, different types of robots are developed by designing, fabricating, operating. ठीक है. A robot is basically a machine capable of carrying out one or more tasks automatically with accuracy and precision. Robots actually they are electromechanical devices which are made with the aim to provide carry out any work with more precision. Robots are programmable, which means it can follow instruction given through computer programs. The robots can be programmed through the computer instructions. The program are written in a way they have to be controlled. Earlier robots were developed for doing repetitive tasks. ऐसे टास्क जो बार बार ह्यूमन जिसको करके बोर हो जाता था, वैसे काम को करने के लिए रोबोट्स को डेवलप किया गया था. बट नाउ डेज दे आर यूज्ड फॉर मेनी एक्टिविटीज़. दे आर बीइंग डेवलप्ड फॉर मेनी इंडस्ट्रियल एक्टिविटीज़ लाइक मेडिकल साइंस, बायोनिक, साइंटिफिक रिसर्च, मिलिट्री एट्सेट्रा. अगर हम रोबोट्स की बात करें तो सबसे पहली बात हमारे पास आती है नासा की मार्स एक्सप्लोरेशन रोवर, जो एक रोबोटिक स्पेस मिशन था, and which was sent to the planet Mars to study about different things. Next one is Sophia. It is a humanoid that uses artificial intelligence. A drone is a remote control device which can be controlled to any location. It is unmanned aerial vehicle, है ना. By sitting at a different location we can control the drone and we can get a particular picture, or even we can bombard to the different location. There are many types of robots such as wheeled robots, legged robots, manipulators and even humanoids, है ना. अलग अलग टाइप के रोबोट्स बनाए जाते हैं बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट्स. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज बिग डेटा. नाउ हम आते हैं ऐसे टॉपिक पे जो विच हैज़ बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर डेली एक्टिविटी, है ना. विद द इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ एवरीथिंग विद द इंटरनेट, it is now considered that data are being produced at very fast rate. Today there are over billions of internet users and the majority of world web traffic is coming from smartphones, है ना. Billions of people are using a smartphone nowadays and most of the people uses internet services. So around 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data are created each day. Quadrillion means 10 to the power 18, means 2.5 quadrillion bytes of data are being created each day, and these data are called big data. These data has to be stored, processed, analyzed, है ना. So they have to maintain in such a way that there is no loss of data. They actually keep the secrecy of the data in mind. We'll talk about the characteristic of big data. The 5 characteristics of big data are following. First one is volume. The prominent characteristic of big data is its enormous size, big size. It is difficult to process the big data with the traditional database management system. So the relational database management system is used to handle a big data, because with the traditional database management system it is not possible to manage all the big data which are being produced every day. Next one is velocity. Velocity represents to the rate at which the data under consideration is being generated and stored. Big data has higher rate of generation, क्योंकि जितने रेट से हम इंटरनेट का यूज कर रहे हैं उतने रेट से डेटा का जनरेशन भी हो रहा है. नेक्स्ट वन इज़ वेराइटी. द डेटा सेट हैज़ वेराइटी ऑफ डेटा सच एज स्ट्रक्चर्ड, सेमी स्ट्रक्चर्ड एंड अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा. सम एग्जाम्पल्स आर टेक्स्ट, वीडियो, इमेजेस, वेब पेजेस एंड सो ऑन. कुछ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्म में होते हैं, कुछ सेमी स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्म में होते हैं, कुछ का स्ट्रक्चर होता ही नहीं है. लेकिन सब डेटा को अरेंज करना ये ज़रूरी होता है. इसका एग्जांपल हो सकता है टेक्स्ट, वीडियो, इमेज, वेब पेज एक्सेट्रा. नेक्स्ट वन इज़ वेरासिटी. The big data can be inconsistent, noisy and abnormal. Veracity refers to the trustworthiness of the data because processing such incorrect data can give wrong result. So data has to be processed in such a way that it gives a good result so that the user can trust, है ना. Next one is value. The big data is not only just a big pile of data but also possessed to have useful knowledge which can be of high business values, है ना. जो भी डेटा इंफॉर्मेशन होता है उसमें कुछ उसका कुछ वैल्यू होता है, उसका कुछ मतलब होता है, ठीक है. दे आर नॉट जस्ट मेयरली अ डेटा, दे हैव टू बी यूज्ड फॉर सम पर्पस. नेक्स्ट इज डेटा एनालिटिक्स. जो भी डेटा होते हैं उससे कुछ कंक्लूजन निकालने के लिए उसको एग्जामिन करना ज़रूरी होता है. डेटा एनालिटिक्स इज़ द प्रोसेस ऑफ एग्जामिनिंग डेटा सेट्स in order to draw conclusion about the information they contain with the aid of a specialized system and software. This technology is becoming popular day by day In the field of science and technology, it can be useful for the researcher to verify or disapprove scientific models. ठीक है, so जो भी डेटा चंक्स ऑफ डेटा अवेलेबल होते हैं हमारे पास, उनको एनालाइज करना ज़रूरी होता है, क्योंकि कंक्लूजन के टाइम में एनालिसिस काफ़ी ज़रूरी होता है. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज़ इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, IoT. The term computer network that we commonly use is the network of computers. Such network consists of laptop, desktop, server, or a portable device like tablet, smartphone, even a smartwatch. They are connected through wire or wireless. है ना? When we talk about internet, we talk about different interconnected devices which are connected with each other in such a way that they can communicate over a large network, which is known as internet. All these devices can either be connected to the LAN or PAN or WAN. है ना? Internet, we can communicate between those devices. The Internet of Things is a network of devices that have an embedded hardware and software to communicate with other devices on the same network. इंटरनेट पे कम्युनिकेशन के लिए हमें हार्डवेयर डिवाइस की ज़रूरत होती है, सॉफ्टवेयर डिवाइस की ज़रूरत होती है ना? ये सब चीज़ें क्या करते हैं, जो भी कम्युनिकेशन डिवाइसेस होते हैं उसको एक दूसरे से कम्युनिकेट करने में हेल्प करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ़ वी टेक दिस अ माइक्रोवेव ओवन और एन एयर कंडीशन, डोर लॉक, CCTV कैमरा, है ना? These devices are embedded to connect to the internet, where we can access all these devices and control them using our smartphones. Next topic is Web of Things, WOT. Internet of Things allow us to interact with different devices through internet with the help of smartphones or computer, thus actually creating a personal network. है ना? But to interact with n number of devices, different devices, we need to install n different applications, and this work can be very complex. In such a way that web of things created, which allow us to which provide us an interface which is used to connect all the devices over a large network, which is called web of things. Allow the use of web services to connect anything in the personal world. Next topic is sensor. A sensor is a device that takes input from the physical environment and uses built-in computing resources to perform predefined function. Upon detection of an specific input and then processes data to give the result. Sensor, it actually takes the input from the physical environment. जिस भी environment में हम रहते हैं उसके according input लेता है और through the processor it processes data and give a particular result based on the input data. The most common example of sensor is in our smartphone. Whenever we turn our smartphone, the screen changes accordingly. If you turn your smartphone vertical or horizontal, the screen changes. So there are two types of sensors which work in the smartphone. First one is accelerometer and second one is gyroscope, which is also known as gyro in the short form. The accelerometer sensor in the smartphone detects the orientation of the phone. Right, it checks whether the phone is rotated or not. Whereas the gyroscope sensor, it actually senses the twist of the hand and checks whether hand is turned horizontally or vertically, and based on this information the screen of the smartphone changes. Another example can be, nowadays the sensors are being installed in the taps also. Whenever you put your hand inside the tap, the water starts pouring in, and whenever you remove your hand from the tap, the water pouring stops. So these are the most common use of the sensor nowadays. Next is smart city. The idea of a smart city came with the development of Internet of Things and Web of Things. Now, all these devices communicate with each other and they are implemented to make the city smart. Nowadays, we see different types of apartments which are built in cities, even bigger apartments, and they are totally, they actually work with the help of Internet of Things or Web of Things, and different types of activities are managed with the help of these emerging trends like IoT and WOT. In a smart cities, the sensors are used to detect earthquake, tremors, and then it warns nearby buildings so that they can prepare themselves for the fatalities. Right? So, sensors are used to detect earthquake, tremors, which are normal nowadays, and it actually inform the nearby buildings so that they can just vacate the building or save people from the fatalities. Even smart bridges are also being built where sensors are used to detect any loose bolts or cracks in the cable or cracks on the wall, and based on that information it alerts concerned authorities either with the ringing bell or by means of the SMS. Everything from the transportation system, power plant, water supply network, waste management, school, libraries, hospitals, and other community services, they work together in order to form a smart city. ठीक है, तो एक्चुअली ये स्मार्ट सिटी का आइडिया तभी पॉसिबल हो पाया जैसे इंटरनेट का डेवलपमेंट हुआ। इंटरनेट और कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम जितनी तेज़ी से फैला, उस आइडिया को इम्प्लीमेंट करके स्मार्ट सिटी को बनाया गया। We come to next topic, which is cloud computing. Whenever we talk about cloud computing, we talk about the storage capacity of a device. Nowadays, the most common cloud computing devices are Google Drive, which are inbuilt with the smartphones. Also, Microsoft OneDrive, which we get with the Microsoft operating systems. So, cloud computing is an emerging trend in the field of IT, where computer-based services are delivered over the internet or the cloud. Cloud is a location where data or information are set by actually having a physical storage devices. These such type of services are provided by service provider. They actually provide these services at some minimal charges. We already use cloud service while storing our picture and files as backups on the internet. Cloud computing, a user can run a bigger application or process a large amount of data without actually having a required storage. Earlier we used to have a smaller storage devices, but nowadays it is possible to store our information, have a large information or enormous information in the form of gigabyte, terabyte onto the cloud. There are different cloud services which are provided by the cloud service provider. The following are cloud services. First one is infrastructure as a service, IaaS. The infrastructure as a service providers can offer different kinds of services such as server, virtual machines, storage, and even backup facility. They also provide network components, operating system, and other hardware or software which are required by the user. Using IaaS from the cloud, a user can use the hardware infrastructure located at a remote location to configure, deploy, and execute any software application on that cloud information or infrastructure. Okay, by means of infrastructure as a service, it is not necessary for us to have all those hardware or software. We can remotely run a program through a different location and even execute that program to run a particular application on our software. Next one is platform as a service. Through this service, a user can install and execute an application without worrying about the underlying infrastructure and their setups. Whenever we have to install or execute a program or application, we need to have infrastructure or even their setups. But in this platform as a service, we don't really need this infrastructure and their setups. It can be hired by the service provider, hired from the service provider, that is PaaS. It provides a platform to develop, test and deliver software application. Like suppose if you have any Python program, you have developed any Python program. In order to run the Python program, you need to have a Apache server, and in order to buy that server, you have to pay a lot of money. So in place of buying that server, we can hire it from the cloud, which already have a Python server pre-installed. Thus we are not required to install all these applications. In platform as a service, all these servers are provided by the service provider at minimal charges. Next one is software as a service. Software as a service provide an on-demand access to different application softwares which actually require licensing. A subscription by the user is, for example, Google Doc, Microsoft Office 365, Dropbox, Box, etc. It means all these services are provided by the service provider with some minimal charges, but we don't actually have to buy them at a huge cost. So with this with the development of cloud services, it has become easier for us to access different kind of services without actually buying them. Next topic is grid computing. A grid is a computer network of geographically dispersed and heterogeneous computational resources. It means a grid is a computer network which are spread over a large area. It can be spread geographically over a large area. Grid is application specific and create a sense of a virtual supercomputer. It means the processing and the storage capability of grid is very high or very huge. So it actually works as a supercomputer. In grid, different types of devices are connected. These resources are called nodes. These different nodes come together to solve a single large task to reach a common goal. Different devices which are connected on the grid, they perform different activities and which are used for solving a single problem. Nowadays, many computational nodes ranging from handheld mobile devices to personal computers and workstations are connected by means of local area network or internet. Therefore, it is economically useful to reuse and utilize their resources in order to save the memory as well as processing power. So, grid में क्या होता है, different devices they are connected by means of nodes. जहाँ भी डिवाइसेस कनेक्ट होते हैं उसको हम नोड बोलते हैं. वहाँ पर डिवाइसेस को कनेक्ट किया जाता है और एक मेजर प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए जितने भी डिवाइसेस होते हैं सबका हेल्प दिया जाता है और उस तरह से वो एक बड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर देते हैं सबके हेल्प से. Grid is of two types. First one is data grid and second one is CPU or processor grid. Data grid is used to manage large data which require multi-user access, and CPU grid, which is processor grid, in this processing is moved from one PC to another as needed, or even a large task is divided into a subtask and allotted to the various nodes for parallel processing. एक बिगर टास्क को छोटे छोटे टास्क में कन्वर्ट करके जितने भी डिवाइसेस है सबको दे दिया जाता है एंड दे एक्चुअली प्रोसेस ऑल दिस टास्क पैरेलली. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ब्लॉकचेन. The blockchain information is stored in the form of blocks, which are again linked together to form a chain, which is known as blockchain. The blockchain is used when the it is required to transfer the data securely. This is most commonly used in the field of digital currency or cryptocurrency, where while transferring the money it is very important to maintain the secrecy of the data. So a blockchain is the digital record of transaction. The name comes from its structure, in which individual records, which is known as blocks, are linked together in a single list. This is called a chain. Thus it forms a blockchain. They are used for recording transaction made with digital currency or cryptocurrency. Blockchain is growing list of records called blocks, and that are linked using cryptography. So blockchain works on the basis of cryptography. Cryptography is a process in which data is encrypted or decrypted in order to make sure the data is never lost or it is not used for a wrong purpose. So this is how blockchain works. Now with this we conclude this chapter, emerging trends. You are requested to go through all the topics which are given in this chapter, and if any doubt just get back to me, and after that just go through the exercises, solve questions, answers, and write them in your notebook. Thank you.